Hey everyone, welcome to Surviving Disruption. I am Stacy and I guide moms from feeling guilty and exhausted to building balance and joy so they can feel connected to their kids and feel that they are, you know, getting their kid, providing that emotional resilience, having their kids be, emotionally aware of their feelings and, raising resilient children. That's what I'm here for. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about saying yes when every part of you wants to say no. I know that most moms struggle saying no. And when they do, there's that guilt sets in when we have that boundary, especially with our kids and our partners, sometimes even work, and maybe even other family members. So before we finish, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can get notified when I have new videos pop up and when I'm about to go live. So, did you ever say yes when there was a part of you that really did not have time for it? Or you wanted to say no, but you knew that you would feel guilty if you said no. So you said yes. Here's the truth. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to healthier love. So, why do moms feel guilt or feel that hard, like that having these boundaries are so hard for them? Moms are conditioned to put themselves last. I mean, that's just how we are. And saying no can feel selfish or mean, even when we're exhausted. We feel that saying no is mean. Guilt shows up because we tie our worth to how we give and how what our giving does for other people. But boundaries aren't about rejection, they're about protection. Protecting you from what? Protecting you from your own, nervous system being dysregulated, protecting you from your emotions being in that lower level. That's what boundaries do for us. And what happens when we have no boundaries? Well, that's when burnout sets in. That's when those daily disruptions seem to be much more intensified. Resentment can creep in. You snap or shut down with the people you love most. Without boundaries, kids don't learn healthy limits. So, what we need to learn how to do is reframe our boundaries as love. So, what that means is boundaries equals love in action. Saying no protects our energy so we can show up with patience and presence. An example of this would be no, I we're not able to do another activity this week, but I am able to enjoy dinner as a family instead. So saying no to, taking the kids to another activity, but saying no to that allows you to feel that more presence when you sit down to eat dinner. You're more connected emotionally and being able to engage in the conversation versus feeling like you're just tapped out. Boundaries model self-respect, and kids learn it's okay to protect their own energy too. So, learning to set these boundaries and learning to say no without that guilt feeling is something that I teach inside my Anchor Resilience. We go over the boundaries that are needed at work, our boundaries that are needed in our relationships, and our boundaries with our kids. And how all of those, working on each of these boundaries separately allows for us to feel, less burnout, less uh, exhausted and overwhelmed. I can remember when, my kids were younger, they were in sports. They were in Girl Scouts. One was pretty active in church. And so we were doing something usually every evening. And I worked 50 hours outside of the home. And so when it came to like, hey, we need brownies made for this event at school, or, you know, I, I need help with the Girl Scout cookies, I always said yes. One reason I said yes was I thought that if I said yes, then I was going to be with my kids. Like doing these extra activities always had maybe me with the kids more often. But when I was with them, I really wasn't with them because I was doing whatever I was asked to do, And so when it came to that event of when I said yes, I would resent having to do it. I just was exhausted already and having to go and do these events or bake brownies or, just, it just put me more in that burnout stage. And I've worked with a lot of moms, and when they come to me and we start talking about their own boundaries, I've heard them say, well, I can't say no because then I don't look like I'm good enough, or I'm not a good enough mom if I'm not saying yes to everything. So we take a look at all the stuff that goes inside saying yes, those internal beliefs, you know, the feelings of guilt. And so you're not a bad mom for saying no. You're teaching your kids that what healthy love looks like and that boundaries are not a rejection. They're connection in healthier terms. And so this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to go live and we are going to look at breaking the cycle of guilt. So breaking that guilt cycle. And we're going to take a deeper look into what does that guilt look like and why does it show up so often for moms, especially when we say no. So stay tuned. Make sure you, subscribe to this channel so that you can get notified when I'm going live and when the live has, been dropped. And if you're available, join me during that live. I would love to engage with you. And we're going to do a somatic technique to help you, you know, build those moments in your day. Because I know how important it is as a busy mom to have techniques that we can use in the middle of the day to help us find that sense of calm. And that's what I'll be teaching. I'll give you one technique that, is helpful. We're going to go through and pick a card from my somatic technique box. And whoever engages during the live, I will also send you a one of my toolkits that I give to busy moms with some different tech related tips that are you can log on to and get other, you know, busy mom calming activities. So come join me on Friday, October 17th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Until then, I will see you. And again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, share this to anyone that you think could benefit from this, and comment. And in the description is my link to my Calm and Focus Breakthrough Kit. And that is a free tool that you can download and use the journaling prompts and get connected to the meditation that I use inside that free kit. And then there's my mission emotion call link, and you can hit that and book a free session with me, so you can ask me any questions that you have, but we can take a look more deeply into this mom guilt. All right, see you on Friday.